I have some bad news. I've caved and I got one of these. I was gonna quit taking so many fucking mints, but like holy shit, this is harder than quitting smoking. I feel like if I don't have this, I can't fucking cope, dude. Oh, I go through like 1 can in 2-ish days. That's crazy. But I'm gonna be real though, I really love this brand. The mints, they absolutely fry your mouth, and that's exactly why I need something like this right now. I think it has just hit me that I don't think anyone has seen my room until like a bit earlier. So yeah, so this is a bit of a room tour. It's so nice to have this here. Like I bought the bench and then I bought the weights. In total, I think it costed like roughly around $100 US. Like this is so fucking cheap. I fucking love it. Holy shit. This is a really stupid design. What the heck? Why would you do that? I have the dumbest workout routine. Please don't question me. It's this really weird version of a bro split with the lowest volume imaginable. Lights! Oh yeah, there's lights now. People don't know that. And then there's this whiteboard. This is me and my roommate. There's a screen. It's not really a TV. It's just a really big screen. Also, the lighting in my room is really freaking insane. Like, whenever I flex at the mirror, it makes me look jacked as hell. Holy shit. Damn. My package arrived. I bought the bulk amount, the bulk box. 8 of these for $22. Not terrible, honestly. Not terrible. The weather is great today. Damn, that's nice. Oh, I have the feminine urge to climb that. What is inside? Why are you sitting like that? Why are you sitting like that? Oh, you meowed. Hello. I am getting my brows done. It's actually pretty funny how I only started doing brows on myself after I quit YouTube, but yes. And I'm home. My eyebrows are very dark and red. I look kind of angry all the time. I feel like they're not even, but it's fine. Honestly, I do like how I look like with brows. Not that I looked any worse without any. I did kind of look like a cancer patient sometimes back then, but that's besides the point. I have not talked about quitting for the whole week. And honestly, it's because I just don't think about it. As per usual, I use this to cope. It's been working relatively well. Whenever I feel like the urge is very bad, I eat one of these. It's very 50-50 on whether I get cravings anymore. And when I do, it's usually because I'm going through some sort of emotional arousal. I'm not talking about that kind. I'm talking about just any strong feeling I experience. Because every smoker has associated every feeling on the spectrum with smoking. And at the same time, that's also what made it easier for me to quit. Because when you associate smoking with literally everything under the sun, it kind of is nothing to you. It's meaningless. Unlike quitting drinking. For drinking, back then, especially in 30 days, it was just, oh, I'm gonna just stop drinking and then I'll feel my health improve and see what changes. I was wrong. Turns out I was drinking to run away from a lot of things. But smoking, on the other hand, I'd be absolutely lying to myself if I said that I smoke to cope or to hide something bigger or more significant to myself. Like telling myself that I smoke to self-soothe. Things like this. Whether it is true or is not, I don't need to look too deep into it, because the deeper I look into it, the more and more that addictive part of my brain is going to come out and give myself reasons to continue smoking. The smarter you are as a person, the smarter you are at giving yourself 10,000 a million different excuses to keep going. And so I decided to fight fire with fire. I started giving myself the most ridiculous reasons to not keep going. I started gaslighting myself that I don't feel withdrawals. None of it is real. Because if I'm going to quit cigarettes, it makes absolutely no sense to think about cigarettes. This is why I always feel so skeptical whenever I hear people say, I've quit alcohol or insert thing here for years, months, weeks, days down to the second. If you're able to tell me down to the very second of it, it means that you kind of think quite frequently enough about how long you've gone without it. You think about it quite a decent amount. And someone who thinks about it that much, they're not a non-drinker or non-smoker, right? Because like a person who has never touched cigarettes or alcohol would never be thinking about how much they don't want to touch it, they don't want to drink or don't want to smoke. That's the goal. Those people are never suffering with cravings or thinking about wanting to smoke. Why would I want to keep telling myself I want to smoke? Or I want to drink, or my cravings? It's only going to make me be those people who are like, oh, I have not done it for like instant number of time here. And that's exactly why I just never talk about it, because I really just don't. My coworker gave me a cap today. That's nice of him. So for today's update, for the past few days, I've been struggling a lot with an incredibly short fuse. It sucks. There will be some nights or days where I would just feel angry. It doesn't feel like the typical like you're outwardly angry. It's the kind that's like you feel it in your soul that you are frustrated about something. And then when you know that you can't really do anything about this feeling of frustrations and that you're not actually angry or anything, it kind of just turns into a feeling of overwhelming despair. It feels tragic. It sucks when your feelings end up shorting your fuse and you end up being upset people around you. I've already like gotten pissed at Zechi once, and my roommate, I think my roommate is getting the brunt of most of this. Like I've snapped at her twice. I try my best to control myself whenever things like this happen. It's really hard when you're feeling that way and then just a split millisecond of the wrong tone coming out of your voice because you just feel so frustrated. It's awful. I'm really hoping that this will go away soon. Oh, I love empty trains so freaking much. Oh, look who's back. Hi. Oh, he's so cute. I've been struggling a lot at work for the past 2 days. The cravings are the worst when I'm here, probably because this thing here is constantly a temptation. It's not empty either. At home I don't really get as much cravings. Just the constant need to fight, the need to snack. Today I ate so many sweets, so much dewberry, to the point that I actually feel physically sick right now. I just want to eat sweets like all the time. And then when I feel physically sick, finally I don't feel like eating sweets, but I can feel very clearly that what I'm feeling is the itching feeling in my mouth for smoking. It has not gotten any better. Each time I think it has gotten better, it has not. Alright, okay, so I should go get a haircut. That's one of the many things I need to do before the year ends. It's kind of funny how, you know, when you try to quit alcohol and you tell people that you are quitting, the first thing that people will ask is like, oh, why? And then the next thing they'll ask is like, did you really have that much of a problem? Was your problem really that big? How much did you used to drink? And all that is completely absent when you are quitting smoking. You tell people you're going to quit smoking and like everyone just goes, ah, yeah, sure, of course. Because everyone already knows it's a bad thing. You shouldn't smoke. It doesn't matter how much you smoke. It should be zero. And that's kind of why I guess I delayed talking about it. But every time it gets really hard, which it has been for the past week, I remind myself each time why I want to quit. You know, you need to have a good why to make it really stick. It's the funniest reason though. I want to visit my roommate, which is next month. I already have the flight and everything booked. And before I quit, for the latter half of this year, I've been just dreading the trip. Because 18 to 20 hours, you know, on airplanes between airports, going on a long flight, that is a horrifying thing for a smoker. How bad did I smoke? Before I quit, it was probably 15 to 18 a day. Almost a pack. It was getting pretty fucking bad. For that kind of level, it's just getting really, really fucking hard to not have it. Your entire life kind of just revolves around when is the next time you can smoke. Any activity you participate in, you have to think about, okay, what are all my smoke breaks gonna look like? And I was just thinking about how much I would fucking hate that flight. And I dreaded the trip every day. Even though it's meant to be something really incredible. I have never been outside of Asia. I've never been on a trip overseas that wasn't a family trip. I've never traveled anywhere on my own or even with friends. It was supposed to be something really exciting, but it wasn't because of smoking. And I knew that the moment I landed, my very first thought is going to be, I really need to smoke. I need to smoke. Where is the closest cigarette shop? Where? Right now. Like, for previous flights, like in the start of this year, I went to Japan with my family. I was sticking 2 nicotine patches on myself for just a 6-hour flight. The cravings were still really fucking bad. They never went away. They don't help. Patches don't do anything. What turned me off so fucking much was the idea that I'll land. And I know my my roommate, we're so excited to like see me and she'll hug me and do all the roommate stuff. And then the only thing on my mind would be to get out there as soon as possible to get my fix. Anything to make it feel less bad. Can you imagine being a partner like that? You come out of the landing gates and you just think about going outside to get a quick smoke break. Instead of how excited you are to see someone you haven't seen for 6 months. I dreaded the thought of going overseas because of flights. And I think that's such a shitty thing to do as a partner. That aside, the craving has been really, really fucking bad for the past week. It's been worse than usual. At this point, I've accepted that I'm going to gain like 5 to 7 kg. Whatever, as long as it makes me free. Like, every time it gets bad enough, I just remind myself, at least I'm free.